You are here right now with the livest one, Brooklyn finest one, on a Thursday morning. It's almost noon. I think I told y'all before there's no such thing as afternoon because when 12 o'clock hits, right, that's noontime and it's not after, okay? When it's afternoon, it will be evening time. Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing is basically noon until evening. Yeah, understand? In reality, there's really no such thing as afternoon. But we're not here for that. We're here for this. The Knicks. Hold on. Shining light, shining bright. It's Pretstar. The shining light, shining bright. You see it shining in the day or the night. You know we take flight like a pair of Nikes. For reals. Now let's get back to it, man. Orange and blue skies still, even though we lost the game last night. Yeah, we took a L. We took a L, B. That was a hard L to take because you know why? We beat ourselves. Indeed. We beat ourselves that game one. Yeah, I mean, we had like a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter. Not the third, not the second, in the fourth quarter. You know? And these guys named the Indiana Pacers, them are some pests. The Pacers are pests. I can't believe they're trying to do us the same thing that they did us back in the 90s. This is crazy. This is fucking deja vu. It cannot be done. Please, Knicks, get it together. You guys played a great game. Great game. You had everything under control. Until some dude named Halliburton. That's your only problem. Your only problem is Tyrese Halliburton. Big body Brunson cannot stay with Halliburton. He moves around too much. You know, his shot is a quick shot. He don't even put his shot in formation. He like throw that shit to the hoop. Throw that shit. I knew dudes like that used to play like that back in the days, yo. They just throw that shot. You know what I mean? And that shit be going in. It be dropping. Real talk. But yeah, that's what it is. I ain't gonna stay on this topic too long because I hate losses. But it's just one game. It was a crucial game. Yeah, we lost it at MSG, Madison Square Garden, my home city. And we fought hard because in the end, Halliburton hit a 3-point shot and the game was supposed to be over. However, his foot was on the line, you understand? So it became a 2 and we went into overtime. The same foot that was on the line for Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets when they did not advance when Durant was a Brooklyn Net. You know what I mean? It was a situation just like that one. Anyway, the Knickerbockers definitely have to recoup for game 2. Alright? So we're gonna move on, you know, from that game 1 loss with the New York Knicks. Hello, good day. You know, and the Indiana Pacers. You know, these guys are some pests. We have to bump the Pacers. What are the problem? They always putting them in the New York Knicks way since the 90s. This is the team that's always in our way. You understand? We got to get these dudes out of our way. And we got to do it in 2025 if we want the championship. Currently, right now, the New York Knicks are the champions because they dethroned Boston, who are the champions. So they wear the crown. So whoever beat the Knicks is the champions. I cannot say whoever beat Boston anymore. I'm sorry. Whoever beat the Knicks is the champions, and you're not going to beat the Knicks. We're going to come back. We're going to win the series in 6 or 7 games. It's going to be a hard fight because Halliburton, I thought Miles Turner, the Turner dude, was going to get it in, blah, blah, blah. But they had him under control because they have Big Mitchell blocking every shit. You know what I mean? In the paint. Cat was going to work, all that. So they had the paint under control. The problem is Halliburton. Okay? Fix the problem. Listen to Pretstar, you know what I mean? The shining light, shining bright. Let me tell you guys and coach you guys to victory. Okay, subscribe, you know what I mean? To www.youtube.com/@the_Pretstar. Yeah, I mean, you can get more information on how to coach the victory, how to coach the Knicks to victory. If you send me a tip or a donation at www.streamlabs.com/the_Pretstar. That's right. Also at paypal.me/BrooklynFinestGD. Yes, it's Brooklyn Finest TV. We're out here at the Pretstar, and currently, let's switch it up to the Puff Daddy. That's Sean Combs versus the USA trial of the century. Yes, and currently, I believe yesterday, Kid Cudi. Oh my God, I dropped my scarf. Oh my God, I gotta walk back for it. Can you believe that? I am like the only dude in Grenada who wears a scarf. Real talk. You know what I mean? My style is real unorthodox. Stay out the box. I ain't in the box with you ninjas. Yeah, I understand. Ask these ninjas how they got in the box in the first place. They like crabs in a barrel. Yeah, I understand. There we go. I ain't have to walk too far. Thank God. Yeah, but they're like crabs in the barrels. You ask them, who put you guys in the barrel in the first place? Huh? That's what I need to know. How the fuck y'all got in the barrels? How the crabs got in the barrels? Who put y'all there? Right? Can I answer that? And then secondly, for instance, they're in the barrel and they have ones that's trying to climb out the barrel. Like me, I never ever been a crab in the barrel. Always been a leader, an intellectual leader. You understand? But they have people who, this invisible barrel, who might try to climb out of this barrel, and then they have their brothers like pulling them back down, like get your ass down here, where you going? You ain't climbing out of this bitch. Yo, back to Kid Cudi versus Diddy. So yeah, apparently in the beginning, it's been years now, Kid Cudi never talked about the story. He never went to the authorities. He never went to the feds. So he kept it solid. But apparently Cassie did not. So Cassie exposed everything, right? And guess what? I don't believe Kid Cudi went there by himself. So the feds is not playing. I believe they subpoenaed Kid Cudi to the Sean Combs trial, yes. And he's a witness and he's given testimony and it doesn't look good. Diddy, you are in trouble, right? Because he's basically stating that Cassie dumped Diddy. And apparently, he couldn't do without her. He was like a jealous boyfriend. And he was asking Cudi questions, what it is, and he was like, yo, that's my girl now. Yeah.
I got a ride up the hill.
Very nice. Someone got a ride. That's a good lesson. Just show you their ride so you can see that we real out here on the streets, Collin Park. Grand Anse. The nicest area to be in Grenada. I'm here, baby. I'm back in my place. You heard? But like I was saying, so Mr. Cudi basically came up on that stand and gave his testimony, and P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puff, Sean Combs, Brother Love, whatever, Frank Black. This a new one, yo. I know Big Frank White from way back. Big was Frank White. I didn't know this nigga what name was. He stole Big name and put Black on it. He was Frank Black on the cover. He had that shit. I just found that shit out in the trial of the century, yo. P. Diddy, one of his names is Frank Black. So Biggie was Frank White and he was Frank Black. Oh, that shit would have been bad. They should have came out with that shit, let it be known back then, Before they killed Biggie, they would have made mad money off that shit. I'm telling you, B. But anyway, so Kid Cudi got subpoenaed to the stand, right? And Kid Cudi is basically corresponding He's basically saying yes. Let's just simplify this shit. He's basically saying yes to like the whole story that Cassie said about his car being blown up, about this and that. He even asked Puff a question about it. Puff was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? He said he seen him like a year later, and he apologized for any trouble that he caused and this and that and the third. So it seems like the prosecution is doing a very good job getting these witnesses on the stand to not send home Puff Daddy. His residence will be in jail for life. And that's very, very fucking unfortunate, man. They gotta come back with bombs because right now, the government is losing. You know, what is P. Diddy paying these lawyers for? I mean, excuse me, sorry about that. Right now, the government is winning. Excuse me, let's get that correct. The government, right now, with these new witness testimonies, you understand? You understand what I'm saying to you? With these new witness testimonies on P. Diddy, apparently, the government is capitalizing off the situation, and apparently it seems that they're proving to the world because public opinion matters, and right now they are roasting Diddy all over the net. You know what I mean? So right now the government is up, and I'm about to go down to the city that's Grand Town, that's Grand Town. You know, it's the livest one, Brooklyn finest one. You can catch me at the Pretstar, www.youtube.com. One love, yo. Salute. Check out the videos. Watch the videos in its entirety. I'll thank you for the watch hours. God bless y'all.